Hey y'all, fun little one today. I know there have been plenty of videos on this fight already. I'm well aware I'm usually going to be late on these because I'm working when they drop, and I would feel weird about using the various things that I technically could do as an employee to get a head start on videos. So that ship has sailed, but as I was going over this fight this weekend and doing it on my own personal account, I decided to try a mutant a little bit more off the beaten path for this fight and use Toad, who is one of my favorites, and he did really well. So we'll kind of talk through it as we go. Obviously, we're already in here a little bit. For those of you who may not be familiar with the fight, the basic challenge here is Dani Moonstar's special 2. That's like the whole thing, right? There's power focus 2, her special 1 is locked, so she gets to her special 2 a lot faster. She's going to throw it, and it's going to really, really hurt because it has block pen built in, and she will crush through your block with those impact charges. Now, the other thing to be wary of is, as you just saw there, if you parry too many times, you'll get a falter passive on yourself, and that's fine. It's just going to slow down your tempo. If you're being, aggressive in general, then you can just wait that out. You probably won't be at the wall, and all of that is okay. And so that means that almost anyone can do this fight as long as you just don't take too much damage through your block from the special 2. So you're seeing here that for the most part I'm doing kind of a hybrid dex. I'll block the first hit of the bursts, block the second hit of the bursts, and then back up. And so I avoid most of the damage and most of the impact charges. You saw me get hit there by a combo, funnily enough, because my wife walked in the room right at that moment and, politely sat down in the chair in front of me, and it kind of threw me off. It happens. But the reason that I decided to use Toad here, and the reason that I think he is legitimately a good option if you don't have one of the other mutants that people are particularly fond of, is because of his regen, right? His regen usually looks pretty weak, but it is based on missing health. And so the more damage you take from this special 2 as you go, the stronger it is going to be. You're also going to get a bit of health from having the Mr. Sinister Striker equipped because that's going to give you that 0 damage bleed and some willpower throughout the fight. So I legitimately think that if you are even okay at the special 2 decks, which is where I would put myself, you see a couple more developed dexes in here, especially of the second burst. I'm generally better at fully avoiding that one. Then Toad's sustain is just really good, right? I'm getting almost no passive poisons because the tempo required is just a little bit too much for him. And so my damage is way, way below what Toad would normally be doing, right? This is not how you want to play him against big skill champs, but he's also just not dying. And that's kind of the most important thing here, right? I have other mutants that probably could have gotten through this fight faster, but I would have had to play better. And sometimes the lowest stress way through these fights is to use somebody that you know you're going to stay alive with, as long as they can do enough damage. Now you can see I am blocking a little bit more than I want to a couple times in a row here, and so my health is starting to get lower. But like I said, the willpower and the regen, notice how the regen is stronger now than it was a second ago, are coming in clutch. And as long as I can just stay on top of that, we only have to close this out a little bit more. I can parry there, and I don't even get that special 1 off. And there we go. That's about 4.5 minutes. Definitely not as fast as some others. I did this fight for fun with Gamora, and on my first try, took it down in like 80 seconds. So I'm not going to pretend that Toad is the flashiest option. But if by chance you haven't done this objective yet, or you're struggling with another mutant with a bit more damage output, and you want to try somebody with a bit more sustain, I recommend giving Toad a try. And if not, well, I got to show off one of my favorite Ascended mutants. Anyway, until next time, thanks so much for watching, and take care.